I'm gonna tell you some story, an insane story about me getting really drunk and feeling like shit afterward, and also feeling pretty embarrassed. So if you're interested in drunk stories where I make a fool of myself, just listen, okay? So, before we go to the day where I get drunk, I need to say, like, the day before that, was in a really big fight with one of my friends. And it was pretty bad. And we were, like, yelling at each other. Mostly me. I was yelling. He was just like who cares? I was mad. So I had decided that I was just gonna have a great time. I was gonna have so much fun this party, and I was just gonna forget about boy because boy sucks, you know? Yes. And the next day comes, and one of my friends texts me, and I feel like she's a little bit sad, and she basically writes to me that she would do anything for a cola. And I was like, well, you live like 5 minutes away. No, I didn't say that. I was like, I'll come with a cola for you. So I ended up going over to her first, and she did at that point. She lived with my friend that I was mad at. So I basically went over to her, bought her cola, and then I told her that I hadn't eaten all day. I had eaten 1 carrot because I just forgot to eat. So she was like, okay, I'm making you pancakes because you're going out getting drunk and you should not drink without having eaten first. Very important, people. Don't fucking drink without eating, okay? So, she makes me pancakes. I end up going to the party. I'm really late because, of course I am, because I went to her place first. And I ended up sitting beside this guy, and he was like me, I wanted to take shots, and he was like, sure, I want to as well. And he ended up saying, you know what, just fill up. Like, we take every time you want a shot, I'll take a shot. We end up drinking 4 bottles of shots together, which means we basically drank like 2 bottles each. That's a lot. That's like insane. At one point we decided we want to go to McDonald's. Between this, my friend that I was mad at had texted me that I forgot my keys to my house at his place when I went and ate pancakes with my other friend. So basically he was like, you gonna come get it? I'm like, I can get it tomorrow. And he's like, how will you come home? I was like, I won't. I'll just wait outside till you wake up. And he's like, no, I'm coming with the keys. And I was like, fine. So he said he wanted to come with the keys later. Then we decided to go to McDonald's because I was hungry. Funny enough, since I hadn't eaten. And this guy was sitting was hungry, another guy was hungry that I ended up talking with, and he also wanted to come, and other people were hungry, so we ended up having to buy McDonald's food for like the whole party, which is fine. So I text my friend that I'm going to McDonald's now, so if you want to come with the keys there, he can, because that's closer if he wants to. So he just texted me, okay, I'll be there. And I was so drunk when we went to McDonald's, I ended up holding hands with this guy that I just met at the party because I could barely walk. That's how bad it was, okay? And we get to McDonald's, and the guy that went to get my keys were there, and I was drunk, so I gave him a hug because I was mad at him. I don't know, okay? I was drunk, so I gave him a hug, and he ended up going with me into McDonald's, and we ended up sitting and talking because, you know, we had just had a fight the day before. I was still mad at him. So we ended up talking about this, and it ended up like the other people went to go back to the party and left me there. And, you know, I could get lost in a phone box when I'm not drunk. So I was basically like, do you know where the party is? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, you need to like get me back to the party because I didn't know how to get there. So he ends up walking me back to the party and walking with me inside to the party. And then this guy from the party walks up to me. I hadn't talked with him at all. And he was like, listen, I need to like speak to you. So he took me like away so nobody could hear, and he was like, so the guy I had sat and taken a lot of shots with, he had basically walked around to everybody at the party while I was not there, and said that he really hoped that something could happen and he really liked me, and he was like, so I just want you to know that. And I was, my point of going to this party was, I'm just gonna forget about boys because I hate boys. Now there's another guy as well, plus this guy I was mad at first was also there, and I was just like, fuck my life, I don't want to do this, I hate this. So I walked back to him, I'm like, hey, let's take some shots. And I took some more shots, and then I took some vodka, like just plain vodka, and I just drank that. And then the guy I was mad at stopped me from drinking this vodka because he was like, oh, that's not a good idea. And I mean, it wasn't a good idea, so that's okay. And basically, we ended up starting to dance, and then the guy that had been at the party for a long time ended up leaving, and everybody started leaving, and the party was about to end, and I needed to pee. So I was like, I'm gonna go pee before like the party, before you close the party down. So there was me, the guy I was mad at, and 2 other people, maybe 3, I'm not sure, that was going to close the house when we're done. And I basically peed, and then I laid down on the floor, and I barely could like keep my eyes open. I was like, I want to do this. And then like the guy I was mad at, he like opened the door from the outside somewhere, or from the outside somehow. I don't know how he did it, but he like did it with his nails or something. And he was like, come, you need to come, you can't stay here. And he like forced me up. And when we got outside, I decided to lay down in some flowers, because why the hell not? And he's like, come, you need to go home. Like, no. And I ended up yelling at him. I'm so angry because I wanted to sleep. And I was more and more mad. And I was like, please stop. Don't do this. Don't pull in me. I want to sleep. Leave me the fuck alone. And he ended up, and I mean, every time when he left me alone, I just fell asleep. He ended up calling my friend, the one he lives with, that I had been with earlier, and he had ended up calling her and basically telling her, like, you need to come and get us in your car because this is not working. And basically, like I said, when he left me alone, I fell asleep. So while he was talking on the phone, I slept. Then he had to go down to like the parking area and get her because he needed help to get me to the car. And like while he was gone, I was sleeping, and they come back, and he like pulls in my arm. I'm like, no, stop it, I want to sleep. And then this girl, she just goes, Natasha, if you don't come now, I'm gonna call an ambulance. And I got up so fast. Like, you don't understand. I was like, okay. And then I got up, and then I just threw up. I threw up so much. I have never tried to throw up that much in my life. Like, it was so bad, and it was disgusting. So they end up getting me to the car. I'm basically not walking. They're basically just like carrying me almost. And I fell asleep in the car, even though their place is like 2 minutes away. I just sleep. And this guy that I was still mad at ended up having to carry me up to his apartment, which is pretty high, because I was in no condition to walk. I mean, I could barely walk to the car. Like, having me walk on stairs was just dangerous. And he laid me down to sleep, and I slept at his place. And let me just tell you, the next day, like, my friend that came in the car to get me, she was unsure if she should call an ambulance because it was bad. And she was like, I was actually a little bit unsure if you were gonna be okay. And I was like, well, I was unsure if it was gonna be okay the next day, because I have never felt so sick in my life. Like, never felt so sick in my life. I could not turn my head like this without getting dizzy for like 2 minutes. I laid in bed on the couch. I laid on the couch for hours. And when I say hours, I mean it. And it was 4:15 when I decided to actually stand up for the first time. Then I went to take a shower because it was disgusting, and I ended up going home before they got back home because I was like, I'm not gonna look in their eyes after this. I saw them a week after, and yeah, I'm still really good friends with the girl who came and got me in the car, and she's amazing, and she just laughs at it. And you know, that's all you can do. I never want to be this drunk again in my life, and also I'm never gonna like decide to just drink away when I feel annoyed or sad. I'm never gonna be again the woman that's like, I'm just gonna drink this away. I mean, it's a fun story now. And you know, don't take it so seriously. So guys, that was my story time for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.